Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Gregg Prescott from in5d.com and Zentasia.com and in5d.net as well. Yeah. Oops, gotta mute myself here. Oh, there we go. And welcome to Zentasia's Spirit Chat. This is our second one we've had. We had one last week, last Wednesday, and we're going to be doing Spirit Chats every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and midnight in the UK. I encourage people to come on in and join us as well. And I'll put a link in the chat if you want to join us, and along with the password. What's interesting about the password, I use something that I thought everybody would know. There used to be a song by Tommy Two-Tone, and it was called Jenny 8675309. And they always ask you for some like numerical passcode. So I figured, well, 8675309, that's an easy one to remember. The problem though is that people overseas, they don't necessarily or haven't necessarily heard of Tommy Two-Tone or that song. So yeah, it anyway, that's the password. The link's in the chat. I'm just going to quickly go over what I got, and I'm going to bring everyone in. If you're watching this live, come on in, join us. I see we have a couple people, Chris and Melissa in the waiting room. Allie's on her way as well. If you're watching this on the recorded version, leave your comments below, and and tell us what ways you talk to people who are unawakened, or how do you talk to your unawakened friends, right? Okay, so for me, the easiest and the best way is to find common ground, right? Find something that you think you might share that's not too far out there, that's not really overextending the boundaries. For example, right now we see that UFOs are getting more popular, and there may be an agenda behind it or whatever, but everybody's got that curiosity about it. So ask them if they've ever seen one, or if they know someone who's ever seen one, and that could well open up the door for other conversations that go a little bit deeper. The thing is, you don't want to go too hard and heavy at them. You can't all of a sudden start talking about reptilians because that'll turn them right off. Another way is to ask a hypothetical question. Like, if you were this, would you do that? If you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be and why? Or you could get a little deeper without getting too woo-woo, talking about stuff like Superman having super abilities, and say, if you could have any ability, what would it be and why? Another way is to ask them to watch just one video, just one video. And I would never tell people to say, you need to watch this. No one needs to do anything, and that's too controlling. But if you suggest it in a way that it's almost like their idea. I saw this movie the other day that I think you would really dig, and it was about this or whatever, and then see, if they bite on that, great. If they don't, but just about anyone will check out at least a few minutes of a video you send them. So give that a shot, see what happens. But yeah, definitely don't force the issue on that. Another way is to look for opportunities to plant that seed of awakening. For example, if you're in the grocery store and you notice, so the person in front of you, what they bought or whatever, and that it's genetically modified foods, and you might say something like, I never really knew about genetically modified foods until I read about it. You're not saying, hey, don't buy that, or but that kind of plants the seed for them, like genetically GMOs. Yeah, I've heard about that. Who knows? You could make a custom T-shirt and that says whatever it is, and on the back you could say, "Ask me." you know. Other ways you can attend workshops, go to conferences, go to a drum circle, and just ask people how they start conversations with other people who don't get it. And a few more ways that I have for you, and then I'll bring everyone in. Talk about dreams. Ask people about their dreams and share any spiritual insights you've gained through dream analysis, because dreams often touch a deeper aspect of our consciousness. And who knows, that might be the one that gets everyone. Well, not everyone has dreams. Many people have dreams. So, and you could talk, even if you don't have dreams, ask them about theirs, right? You could recommend inspiring books or movies. We talked about the video, but if there's a book or an inspirational movie that you could recommend, like I said, just kind of put it out there. Don't say you need to, just put it out there. And lastly, out of all the ones I could think of, uh, discuss synchronicities. We've all had these amazing synchronicities that have happened that have led to this experience, or this path of our spiritual journey. When we talk about this and these synchronicities with others, you could just say, "Do you ever have that 1111 synchronicity that everyone's talking about?" Just put it out there, and that can lead to discussions about interconnectedness. Easier said than said. And without further ado, I'm going to let our friends in to join us here on Zentasia Spirit Chat. And we have Melissa and Chris. Welcome back to Zentasia. You guys are regulars. I appreciate that. Ellie's going to be coming in shortly. There she is. Hi, Melissa. And we have Melissa. And there's Chris. How are you? You guys are regulars.
Yeah, or irregular.
Yeah.
You gotta beat yourself there. Yeah, you knew that. Yes, I am a regular.
Yeah.
How are you, ladies? How are you, ladies, tonight?
I just have no life, so here I am.
Aw, yeah, you do. You have a wonderful life with us.
Yeah, but you know how it is.
I
Yeah.
don't know who your fan is.
I'm doing great. I've been busy today. How about you?
Are you talking? You're talking to Chris.
Yeah, I'm doing great today. All to you and Chris. Yeah, I had a busy day, so it's
Yeah.
been good energy for me today. I don't know how you guys feel, but I just felt happy when I woke up. Just really good.
Aw.
Yeah.
We actually had a beautiful day here in Sarasota, so I went to the beach. So I'm a little sunburned right now, but
Nice.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
okay.
Foggy
Yeah.
here all day.
Well, I'll tell
Foggy.
Yep, pizza break.
Cold.
yeah, I know I won't get any sympathy from anyone. It's been cold here in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
relatively speaking, and I haven't been to the beach in like a month because I've been so busy with working. Allie is the one that said you really have to kick yourself in the butt and go to the beach. So, hey Phil,
Hi.
how are you, brother?
Well, not too bad,
All
except for
right.
my house was kind of ruined by a tree.
Oh no.
Doesn't sound good.
How
Took
badly did
a
it get
big
ruined?
section out of my ceiling and big ass hole in my ceiling or the roof.
So it must have been a nasty storm that went through.
Yeah, it was a microburst of I don't know what. It snapped
Oh.
off a 9-inch branch and dropped it on my house.
Oh.
So what's the prognosis? How long is it going to take to get everything fixed? Does insurance cover that?
Yeah, yeah. I put in the insurance claim,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know when I'm going to get
Mm.
any money, or if I'm going to get any money, whether it just goes directly to the credit union and then they may reduce my mortgage by it, and then I have to come up with the money to, patch the roof and fix the ceiling.
Is there like a tarp over it right now to prevent anything from coming in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe some of those cosmic lights will come through that are behind you.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I could just cut a. Well, no, I can't, because there's a beam right down the middle here.
So tonight's topic is how do you talk to friends who are unawakened? And the floor is open. If anyone wants to jump in, you're more than welcome to.
Well, the only way I think you can do it is just plant little seeds.
Like
Yeah.
what? For example, what kind of seed would you plant?
Let me see. What do we want to start with? I can't really think of what would be the best way to start that. Um,
Well, it might depend on the situation, where you're at, what people are talking about, what the vibe is, you know?
yeah, I just know that I mentioned Trump, and my brother was anti-Trump,
Yeah,
so I didn't.
that'll
I just
trigger.
let it go and didn't argue with him about it.
That's not a popular word to say in the Pacific Northwest,
Hmm.
I guess I don't know.
right?
I don't think he's that bad of a person now. I mean,
Is he awakened? I mean, do you talk to him about awakened stuff?
mm, well, I tried a little bit, and though I started off, don't start off on the Trumps thing. I guess that's the thing,
Right.
because the they've been indoctrinated by the TV stations, and so they think the Trumps, they're never Trumpers.
Hmm.
I don't know. Best thing I could think of is to talk about maybe is um, UFOs, UAPs, and how that's going on.
Yes.
Could
Yep.
talk about MK Ultra, maybe just a little bit about what that is, where it came from.
That might be a little still a little too far for people that haven't awoken yet. MK Ultra, I don't know if people are ready for that at that point if they're unawakened.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could start with the um, Project Paperclip then, um, and how they allowed 1,500 German Nazis to come into the United States and do everything from um,
Aerospace.
rocketry, yeah,
Yeah.
rocketry to that MK Ultra to let's see
Hmm.
what did they do. Oh yeah, and then the CIA brought in a lot of the guys, the Nazis, because of their spy network. Yeah, I can talk. A spy network to go into Russia, because the Nazis had a lot of spies in Russia. They utilized that too. We've just been, so you could say, Nazis became integrated into our national defense system.
Hmm.
So I don't know whether that would waken people up or not. It might.
I guess it depends on who you're talking to and what depth of. I don't know if I'd go down that path, honestly.
Okay,
I
well,
try to keep things as light as I could, like GMOs or the UFOs, like you said. The UFOs are always a common theme, or maybe talking about synchronicities or something like that. Something light where there's a common ground. I don't think a lot of people have common ground on Project Paperclip. It's a fascinating topic. The subject's incredible. I love talking about stuff like that. But all of us have been down that rabbit hole. I mean, you could talk to us about that all day, but somebody that is unawakened, not sure if that's the right thing to talk about.
yeah, I
I think it
suppose.
depends on the personality of the person. Hello, everybody.
Hello, my love.
So, say if you've got somebody who's very scientific, that would be the perfect topic.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're
But
right.
if somebody's kind of into the, some people have got very strong opinions about politics. So, you kind of, I mean, to me, humor, why not plant humor? So, when they say like they're anti-Trump, it's like, yeah, what an arsehole. Yeah, he dropped all of those taxes, and there wasn't
Yeah, right.
cheaper petrol then, and wasn't there this,
Yeah.
and start
Housing
really reeling
prices.
off, but what a bastard. What
Yeah.
a
I
bastard.
love that. That's a great idea. I love that.
Sometimes they like humor.
Uh-huh.
Oh God.
And see, let's see, what is the other term I want to use there?
Hang on, I got to grab some
Project.
water. I'm just walking right over there. I can hear all of you. So hang on.
Okay.
What were you saying, Phil?
Well, I was going to say it's. I forget the term they use. You can talk about how
Go to settings, click on security and login, go to change password.
I don't know where that's coming
Login,
from.
you're going to choose change password, click on edit.
Not my phone.
It's coming from Chris.
For your new password.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Password. If you think
I'm
your
like,
account may have been
what's that?
compromised, you need to
We can hear you changing your password.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm here somewhere. I gotta find me, you guys. There we are.
Oh.
There. Hi.
Hi.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, you do.
All I know is if I try to talk to anybody about things that I believe in, they roll their eyes at me and laugh and tell me how ridiculous I am. So I just don't even go there.
There's nothing that you've ever said that's reached somebody to make them say, "Oh, really?"
No,
Wow.
they're just, they believe in every word of the Bible, just every word, and I'm going to hell.
Wow.
What can I say?
I'm hoping a
Well,
handbasket.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
My
you can
question-
say. Oh, go ahead.
My question is, how does the handbasket survive the fire?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. That's funny. Oh.
And the other thing you could talk about is how the press always fucking lies.
That I think everybody would get on board with that, surely.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be a good way to start. Geez.
That's a really good way, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did the Project Mockingbird? That's the term I was trying to think. Talk about Project Mockingbird, where the CIA came in and bought off all the editors of papers, TV stations,
Yep.
etc. So we're all under the CIA's conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's like that public
another
service.
one. JFK. Talk about JFK's assassination and how there's more than one fucking shooter there.
Yeah.
There's go ahead.
There's several shows out there where they've gone over it. And 9/11. That would be another thing to talk
Hang
about.
on. We can't. We're on YouTube. That's a no-no. Yeah, you can't talk about stuff like that. Gotta watch what we say. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
On Rumble, we can
I've
talk
been
about
on Rumble too long, I guess.
Yeah, just a reminder, we got a tippy toe. Like last night we got the YouTube bot that came in and kind of scolded us
Really?
about,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Wow.
that's, yeah, because you can't talk about, health
Mm.
and money
Hmm.
and finance and all that shit.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
talk about Building 7?
Building 7 what? 7 houses? Building 7.
Building 7 in the WTC.
No, no,
mm,
Trade Center. You can't talk
no,
about that.
No.
no.
Okay.
Melissa, how do you
yeah.
how do you
You
awaken
know,
people?
I have some great ideas. Like you never talk about religion and politics. Like that's forget it. Like you're gonna get in an argument, right? So what I do is the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Um, so what are some things people can easily talk about? Animals, so go spirit animals. Everybody, it doesn't matter what religion, what denomination, angels. There's a safe topic.
Oh yeah,
Perhaps
yeah.
life after death. What do you think happens, when
Uh-huh.
your spirit leaves your body? Things like that, that's good groundbreaking. I don't know anybody, like you could say, I saw a hawk yesterday and it flew, right in front of my car. Have you had anything like that happen to you lately? And they'll think, and they'll say, well, I had a red cardinal, out in my yard. And then they'll say, do you think that maybe, that was a message from, I just had a family member that passed away, and it's kind of, it's kind of opens the door, and it's things that people can relate to always. Angels and animals,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are wonderful ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
what would you say?
about
Go ahead.
the Bible people still are all Bible, and they may believe that their loved one is a red cardinal or da 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 da. But if you tell them I did oracle cards or anything like that, the devil has a hold of me and I'm going to hell.
It's just their programming. You just have to just keep doing what you do. You know that that's not what
Mhm.
it is. You've already done your soul searching, so that's how you look at it. You know, you just say that's their journey, this is mine, and if they're judging you, that's on them, not you.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that they're being that way with you.
Yeah.
I get it too. I get that too. I live, in the middle of the country, and it's very Bible Belt here, and they think the same thing. And it's almost like the witch trials all over again. It's like you could almost see them taking you out in the center of the town and burning you at the stake. They have so much fear about it. So yeah, it's crazy.
I
Yeah,
wonder how many of us were burned at the stake in a previous life
yeah.
I'm sure I
because
was.
because we question things, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say hi to everyone that's in the chat. Hey, Melissa, I see you in the chat. How are you?
Yeah, that was yeah, say hi.
Starfeather, Joyce Patton, Kind Spirit, Sarah Randall. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. I put a link in there if you want to come on in and join us here. Password is 8675309, which Allie is completely clueless about. I sent you, Allie, a video of that song, so you'd have an idea of what it is.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should all sing it.
Maybe you should.
No, no, we'll probably get thrown off of YouTube for singing
Yeah,
the
right.
lyrics to a song.
Copyright. Yeah, yeah.
We've lost
I don't-
Lisa.
Hmm.
yeah.
We lost Lisa. Oh no. It's
No,
Vera.
that's Vera. Yeah, just brought Vera in. Hang on.
Hey Vera.
Mhm.
Hmm. I don't have any filter. Although, hey, although there's certain things that my mum does that makes me, it's like, Mum, you can't dive straight into reptilians, Mum. You just can't.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Sometimes
Mum.
it's not what you can say, it's what you shouldn't say, right?
Yeah, yeah. So Yes, she comes straight in with the DUMBSs and those, and you know, Hollywood, and
Reptilians ain't too
you know,
bad. You can find them in the wildlife and in the zoo.
of course, yeah, not in the way my mum says it. No,
I know.
I
know.
I love
And
you,
you know
Mum.
she's watching. Hi, Mom. How are you?
I just left her. I was doing psychic development around her house. So yeah. I put some oracle cards in envelopes with a number on the envelope, and a few of these they're just words basically. They're called angel cards, but they're just a word. So I put some of those in the envelope, and then everybody picked an envelope, and I told them, right, now sit on your envelope. So they had to sit on their envelopes for the and we did other topics, and then at the end of it, they each opened their card, and they felt their card between their hands to see if they could remote view what was in the envelope. There was a few very surprising things in there. Yeah. So it's interesting, and obviously then they gave a message with the card, but yeah, it was fun.
Sounds like fun. I would love to have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did very well.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, just don't make it. Don't do it again. Bad girl. Bad girl.
No, that's Marley's fault.
I figured.
He's finding his voice.
Oh,
so Vera, do you have any ways that you talk to unawakened people to break the ice?
I usually slowly ease into it. Except when they attack me and tell me that I'm the biggest dumbass on earth, then I tell them that they might be wrong. But if it's a normal conversation, yeah, I'll give them some pointers. But when I feel that they're not into it, I'll say, well, it's your choice.
How do you break the ice? I mean, what would you say? What would be a typical conversation piece that you would say to break the ice?
Well, sometimes when you hear people talk about how crazy certain things are, then I'll say, well, you'll find out. It'll change. This system cannot continue. And then you'll see
some people don't understand that. My mom, you know, I asked her, if there's no such thing as money, what would you be doing? She goes, that's preposterous. What do you mean if there's no such thing as money? We have to have money. That's not what I asked. If there was no, you know, some people, they just don't get it. I can't talk to my mom about that. My dad answered the question. He said, I'd be a farmer. I'm like, right on, Dad.
Yeah, come on. Hi.
Hey, Marley.
That's the first that he's doing this. You want to join the conversation, buddy?
Oh, bless him. Vera, my mum has sent you over. It's an amazing story. I think Melissa might have sent it to my mum. It's about this black leopard, and it got rescued. Have you seen it?
I saw it.
The animal communication in that was just so much proof. There's an updated bit about that as well. So there's another story on top of that story. It's the most amazing animal communication story there is. It's really lovely.
It is amazing. And usually, if you really want to know how I usually break the ice, a lot of people don't know an animal has a voice. So when I talk about Marley, and I had a group session again with a animal communicator, and then I said, sometimes you need pointers to know where to look for or how to help. So in real life, if someone is really down because of everything is going on and because there's of fear, and I wrapped that in a story around my dog. I said, also, people should not have to fear what they're doing. And he pointed out something really important, because I asked why he would go nuts when dogs bark, and how I best can help him. He came up with a thunder shirt. I know he's never seen or heard anything of it, but that brings pressure around the body. And in a way, when you help people, just put that blanket around them, energetic, that they start to feel safe. That's when they start to open up. He needs that thunder shirt to feel comfortable. He never had that basic support. I took him out afterwards. A doggy came along, started barking like crazy. I just stand there, waited till he calmed down. Then I applied the pressure. You will not believe how that heart was racing. Sheer, utter fear.
Has he been attacked by another dog, maybe, in a vicious way?
Maybe in the future I'll find out, but is it important? No. And when you translate that to the humans, how can you read someone that's not awake, not aware? Because everything that has to do with all the things that try to control everyone are in so much fear. You cannot talk to them because every word you say, they feel it as an attack. And if you only walk around, and that's usually all I say, I said, just keep in mind, I don't know how long it's going to take, but the way the things are going right now, it cannot continue. Most say, yeah, this cannot stay the way it is. I said, no, it's going down.
Like the financial system and things like that. Mm-hmm.
But I keep it at really the way everything, the whole system operates.
Mm-hmm.
That will go down. And some people you come across weeks and weeks later, and some of them I've triggered to start digging deeper.
That's
because
good.
the way they look at me.
Yeah, that's good.
And it sounds for a lot of people strange why I bring up a comparison with animals. My whole life, I've been more connected to animals than to people. Sorry, guys.
People.
I won't do it too loud. But they were my way. In the 3D world, I'm diagnosed with autism. They help me connect with people. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
And if you use basically how animals help support each other when one is fearful, and you translate that to humans, you know how to help people. Because it's not that much different. Put that blanket around them. Make them feel safe. And they'll give it. They'll start to open up. Just watching. And some will never do. They are too damaged.
Yeah. True.
So, and yeah, how do you feel you can talk? How do you open? I just feel it. And I just let something slip. I've done that my whole life. And that's years back. Nobody ever knew what my dad wanted for his birthday. I just walked up and I started talking and all kinds of stuff and this and this and this. At his birthday, he did not expect to get what he got. How did you know? I was 6, 7 years old. I already was doing that. So that's how I just drop something. And then you either get, and they walk away, or what do you mean? And then it opens up.
You know, you could combine with what Melissa said, you know, the life after death and the animals by asking them, do you think our animals are waiting for us on the other side?
Mhm. Yeah. People love to talk about that, because there's so much trauma when they lose their animal companions. That's the biggest thing they want to know. And of course, our animals go on just like we do, and it just gives them so much comfort, to know that. So I think that's one of the things that people find it easy to believe, where other things they might not be as open or receptive to. But, we were taught that, animals don't go on, in certain religions, denominations, but we know otherwise, and so to give people that hope, and when we connect with them through animal communication, they give messages, and there's no way that I would know, but what I give them proves that their animal is there still with them, and so I think that's, yeah, like animals definitely are the gateway into people accepting things that maybe they were taught weren't real or true.
And one of the things that especially Benji taught me, that letting your pet go can be not yet, even for a lot of people, because death has been told it's the most horrible thing.
Mhm.
But pets are also in your life to teach them that transitioning to another life can be an as beautiful, yeah, the most beautiful thing on earth. When he left, his soul went through me. He took some things with him as a present, as a gift for me, for what I've done for him. He is always, literally, the minute I drove away with my car, I started to worry if people thought I was having someone in the car that was bumping. Because I felt him bounce and scream, freedom, freedom. And I literally felt that car go up and down. And it was a big dog. And I was in a tiny car, so you feel it. So that was literally 30 minutes after his passing.
Wow.
Yeah. Stories too, Greg. Don't you think, like, if you just share a story with somebody about like something that happened to you, because people know you and they know that you have no reason not to tell the truth about something. So Vera made me think of that because I lost a cat when I was a young girl, and every morning when I would go out for the school bus, we had like a little screen porch, and the cat would jump off of the ledge onto the floor to, say goodbye to me. And
Oh,
after he passed away, I could still hear him, for a good couple of weeks, like jumping down. I could hear his feet hit the ground. I couldn't see him, but I knew he was still there.
wow.
Like telling a story like that, to tell people, that you understand how they feel, and this is an experience I had, and then they'll say, "Oh my gosh, like I swear I felt my cat with me in bed, the other night." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"You did, you
yeah,
did." Yeah,
And
so yeah.
yeah.
if you want to tell someone that is not awake at all, well, I like to say not aware of what is going on, or too scared to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start telling them that they are wrong, they'll start the defense.
Yeah.
But when you start tell them it from within and leave it at that, you give them the space to either share it, and usually it is like, nobody else is going to hear it, just us. Usually they open up because so many are scared to talk about it.
Just between you and me, what do you think about this? Right?
No, I'm not even asking, what do you think about it? This is what I see. And I see literally everything. And that's not to brag. Literally everything that's been happening. Yep. Yep. All I can say, I know. I already knew it. I know it. Know it's going to happen. And so I stand in that in a completely different way. And yes, it's difficult because everyone around is in fear. Try to stay with 2 legs on the ground and grounded. Sometimes you get carried. You're floating on the fears around you. So that's difficult sometimes.
Melissa, I was wondering how you would break the conversation in on near death, life after death.
It's so easy now. You could say, "Oh, I watched a Jeff Maher podcast. It was amazing. There was this guest on there. They were talking about an experience they had. They were on vacation. Everything's going great. They're kayaking, and next thing they know, their kayak turns over, and they're no longer in their body, and they'll be like, who's that? And I'll say, oh, check that podcast out. They talk about near-death experiences. If you haven't heard of it, like there's so many on there, go have a listen. You could do something like, it's so easy now because there's so many people that put content out that you can direct people to. So in other words, if they think you're weird, you can send them out to get their own information and process it. And then they'll come back and say, wow, I watched that podcast and did you see this one? And then you have some dialogue going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What about angels? How do you break the
Um,
ice
I
open with
just I
angels?
just find that people are always open to talk about angels. It doesn't matter. They'll have a certain angel that they love. Um, you can talk about Archangel Michael. Even like I've had men have readings, and you can like Archangel Michael will be with them, and they're in service of some kind, and they'll be like, oh yeah, like I always have felt this really strong connection with Archangel Michael, and they may have never had a reading before, and this just confirms that for them. I find that with religion, the angels come in like Christmas time, they have the manger scene, you have the angel above the manger scene. So people are open. We have the Annunciation angel, we had Archangel Gabriel, right? With the Annunciation, and people connect with that. So I think angels are guardian angels. Like if you were brought up Catholic, you were taught you had a guardian angel, right? So for me, I just always was drawn to angels. So I find that everybody is fascinated with the thought of angels.
And
Yeah, that
I
talk.
also believe that because so many are scared to talk about it, that when you're private, someone knows more about it, they'll all of a sudden start to open up about it. Because they're full. They don't know where to go. So when it then starts to open up, even if it's just you and that person through the computer, you see a completely different person. But when you would see them outside, oh, they know nothing. Keeping up
I just need to trade
appearances.
y'all friends. You can have
What's
my
that?
friends and I'll have yours.
You know what? be your own best friend, and then everybody that's supposed to be in your life will just naturally come to you.
That's why I'm sitting here by myself.
Aw.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
not.
My daughter has one of her best friends. They were together. And it was just her and her friend, and they had a chance to talk and really open up. And Brittany mentioned to her friend that she sees things before they happen. And I'm glad she had the courage to say that. And apparently, so was her friend glad that she said that. She said, "Me too."
Yeah.
And they've known each other for years, but it took that many years and being alone to open up to that level and depth to say, "Hey," and then now they can talk about that.
Mhm.
But it makes you wonder how many of your friends could be like that. Even you, Chris, how some of your family and friends probably have this curiosity deep
Yeah.
down. But maybe if you got them one on one, away from the group thing, maybe things would be different.
Mhm.
I know because I've had people that I projected where stuff were, but they wanted to say the word, while I was 100% sure that they got the picture, but they were scared of it. But that's changing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see someone looking at the shelf. Oh my God, so many choices, so many choices. And I always say, there's way too many choices, huh? Yeah. Ah, that's what I was looking for. Because you just broke that second moment of their thoughts. All of a sudden, they have a clear vision. I'm confident that those people sometimes that do have that spirituality are, even though sleeping, are aware of way more, but conditioned not to use it.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people that are not awake are aware, but conditioned not to believe it. And that is very difficult to break through. You'll literally have to take miniature steps with those people. If you say any word like, well, I think you, no, I. This is how I feel it. I'm around people that also see it. I'm not alone in this. That takes the tension, the defenses breaks down little by little. And what I do with it, I'll say it maybe twice, third time, I just let it.
I think it's really important, ultimately, no matter how it is that you're going to be trying to break the ice open with people that are unawakened or just don't get it, is to use tact and to have that compassion that and know where too far is, and to be able to bring things back to a point of comfortability between you and that person without
So,
them feeling threatened or on the defense.
sometimes I say something
Mhm.
that I want to walk away. Why did I say that? Out of the blue. Crazy thing, I needed someone's support. And I said to that person, I need your help because I got no one here. I do have people. And that person showed the true face to me. You know what I mean, Ellie?
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie, I got a question for you.
Hmm.
There's times where you you just had one recently where your client's going to be unawakened. They heard of you, or for some reason somebody got them a gift and they're not open and awake and all this. How do you handle that?
Well, they're going to be a little bit awake and aware because they're having a reading. Otherwise, they would have ripped the gift voucher up, I suppose. But regarding whether or not they're awake and aware to what is really going on in this world, it's difficult. It is difficult. I think the most common ground that you can get to is about talking about money and corruption and the banking system. I think everybody can relate to that because everybody feels, that there's something dodgy going on, with that. So yeah, it is to do with that. But mostly I can get myself lost in the messages from spirit, so I don't have to talk about too much about all of that. But it does come up still. I get some global predictions within somebody's reading. They give me, and I have to stop the reading and go and write it down because it's like, okay, that's a message for the collective. And usually I actually say to them, that's not a message just for you, that's a message for everybody. And I've got to just write it down. I make a point of stopping the reading to do it. So yeah. I don't take long. I just jot down a few, couple of words that will just jog my memory on it.
Melissa's shaking her head like, yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah.
But I get most of my people coming to me from in 5D who, thanks to you, are already awake and aware. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't used to have that when I was in the shop. When I was in the shop, people used to come in from, and it's like sometimes if somebody spouts off something ridiculous, I just say, I think you've been watching a bit too much of that news, haven't you? Or
you had the icebreaker there, especially for children and adults. But with the children, you'd have them pick out a shiny gemstone,
Yeah.
And with the adults, you gave out like little scrolls to people of, just like what your daily scrolls of inspiration kind of thing. So you had ways of doing that you just did naturally.
Yeah. I used to have little party bags for the kids, always in the shop, party bags, dog treats, a big toy box for the children, because obviously a lot of the single mums were kind of coming in and having a reading. It's like, well, they didn't feel as if they could have a reading in the normal shop, because it's like, how can you have a reading when you've got a little toddler milling about? It's like, well, yeah, we will do that. So we just used to stagger the readings, because obviously there was 2 readers in the shop, so we just used to kind of it's like, if you come back in half an hour, this reading will be over, and then we can do your reading. And we just used to do it like that.
But it's good. I mean, you still, regardless, a lot of people might have had a curiosity, and then all of a sudden, you're helping the kids, you're helping them with the scrolls and everything. You're breaking the ice open to something that's outside of their normal realm of comfortableness, I guess.
If you make a fuss of their children, and if you make a fuss of their pets, they love you forever. And I would do it naturally, because I'm always, the kids are the future. Always.
Yeah. Same.
I've had sometimes that children were like crazy. One just did not want to be quiet. Kept screaming. And I've had that once in a restaurant, and I just looked at the kid. And I just kept quietly looking. He started to see the kid tone down. And then I did. The mother noticed. And when she passed by, because she had to go to the toilet, how did you do that? Can you teach me? But that's the thing. when they don't know how to push someone's buttons, you can have a good impact on them in a good way.
They can feel the underlying love. Children know. Children know if you're genuine or not.
Yeah.
So they do.
They do.
I've had many kids that,
and animals,
especially very small children and babies, that just started screaming in my presence. And you see the parent like, what the heck is happening? Oh, so it's quite normal. Something that's just me. I'm used to it. No worries.
I think children can see the inner child in adults. It's a sense, it's an aura. There's something about the adults world where they just feel safe, and in this day and age, people are so overprotective of their children. But I get this all the time at the beach. These kids will be staring at me. They'll run up and start talking to me, and I'm like, hey, I'll talk to them, but maybe you should go back to your mom. Where's your parents? That kind of thing. But you make a connection with them. They might be walking by pushing their baby in a stroller, and you look at it, and the baby's like staring at you, that kind of thing. But
they can see auras.
I teach horseback riding at some stables that everyone could rent an hour of riding lessons. And I work there every day. And usually if I would get sick, I would be, really short-fused 2-3 days before I actually had to stay home. 2 or 3 days. And then when I got back, and you heard the kids behind the door. You could hear that they opened the door, looked, yes, she's okay again. And then straight ran to me. Kids, if you have a short fuse at that moment, but you don't say it directly to them, they know the difference.
Mm.
When you turn away, not today. I'm not in a good mood. I don't know what's wrong. I'm not a good. That's always what I used. And children accept it until they're taught not to accept. And that's everything. I don't think there is. Okay. I'm getting something through. There's not a not awakened soul on this earth. All those that are not willing to see it are so conditioned that they fear what's really happening and that it cannot be true. It only happens in a movie. Every single soul is awake. Does not mean the person that the soul is connected with has the capacity to see what's really going on.
And that's like what Phil was talking about with the brainwashing. And
I didn't hear it. I missed that part.
Yeah.
So it's funny
true.
I was gonna ask you a question, Greg, about do you think that some people have chosen to not wake up? So in other words, we feel like we're awake, right? And other people, they're just not. Like they're just happy with the way things are right now. They don't want them to change. They think it's okay. Do you think that some people just won't wake up?
It's not necessarily that they won't wake up, but they're playing the antagonist role to
Okay.
help people wake up. So you have that dichotomy, that polarity, duality, something's
Yeah.
over here rubbing against something over here.
Yeah.
So I think it's all part of the master plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do think some of them are just think it's just comes from a movie. that it's not reality. They
It
live
isn't.
their own reality.
It isn't. Well, folks, let's wrap it up here. I try to keep these down to an hour, and we made it. We made it through an hour. So thank you, everyone. You guys are all amazing. I appreciate you all sharing your stories and your thoughts. Phil, welcome back. Of course, you came back right at the end. Glad to see you came back. But just grateful for everyone that was able to spend time and share your stories along with everyone else that's watching, whether it's on the recorded or live. And if you're watching this on the recorded version, leave your comments below about what you thought about what we said, or if you have other ideas on ways to awaken people. So is there anything you guys want to close with, or shall we just end it right there?
Just spread
Sasquatch next week. Sasquatch.
Okay, I'm open for anything.
I'm just kidding.
I want to thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
With a topic,
Mhm.
which makes
Great.
it easier for me.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'll give you guys a little heads up and all. But so anyway, thank you also for everyone that's watching on Zentasia YouTube channel. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. And we'll see you guys again soon. I got a new video coming out on Saturday about the top hippie slang statements that we still say today. So check that out on the YouTube channel. And until the next time, send you all much love. Take care, everyone. Love you.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks again.
everyone.
Bye.
Oh, baby. Bye, Vera, darling.
Bye. Sorry, I had to do it. I'm not sure if I can do it come Saturday.
Okay. That's all
I'm
right.
still thinking about it.
Oh, okay. What, for the reading?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay.
No worries.
Bye.
Okay, see you
Bye.
later. Bye. Bye.
I think we're still on YouTube. So
Yay.
I gotta end it.
All right, darling. I'll speak to you in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Good job I
Love
didn't say something expletive or something really naughty. That would be really funny.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay, bye, love.
Bye.